That sounded so smug. Ugh, secondhand embarrassment is unbearable.
C'est la vie, indeed. Alas, I am forced to watch on helplessly as a more brave and seasoned adventurer than I swoops in to save the day.
Aw, too bad. I was so pumped to feast my eyes.
Sorry to leave all the heavy lifting.
Don't worry, piece of...
Stabilize!
Illusion shattered. See? Crossover!
Gather! I will have order!
Shine down!
The wind rises.
Ah! Ja, ha! Ha! Ka! Yeah!
Huh.
Ha! Cry louder!
Bravo! Good show! You certainly live up to your reputation.
Yeah, thank you. Anyway, the path is cleared now, so onwards and upwards.
Search forth. Vilma, are you there?
Huh? Oh, it's you guys. Wait.
I can explain. We've been rounding up the whole troop.
So, you think knowing the truth about the director's disappearance will... I care just as much as everyone else about making the little... If I open this can of worms now...
Vilma, avoiding the truth will... Unless you mean...
I don't want to talk about it.
Listen, Vilma. I used to think that my love for Aurelie was a point of shame. But now, the little Ocean...
This is why, as you all know already, the troupe was kept afloat not from ticket sales, but donations from the audience. We took on side jobs when we weren't performing, but... So, anyway, one day after a show, a merchant came to me and offered us a huge sponsorship. It seemed like a win-win, so I said yes to it on the spot without consulting the director. The drink in question was synth.
Isn't that the drink peddled by the culprit behind the serial disappearances case?
I freaked out when I saw the boxes. And I told the director but she didn't reprimand me for making the decision without consulting her. Instead, she the merchant was furious, berated us for going back on our word and threatened. I was going to sort it on my own, but the director stopped me. She said that this was an issue for but things only got worse from there. The synth merchant just wouldn't let up, and then suddenly the director told us all to leave the city one day. I admit this whole thing was my mistake. I didn't dare to tell any of you the truth back then, and after the director disappeared, I was even more afraid to say anything. Yeah, I got Aurelie killed. There, I said it. Happy now?
Hey, don't say that.
You traitor! You knew Aurelie wasn't dead. What do you mean? You were afraid. This was a life and... How could you be so...
Please, try not to get too worked.
Yeah, listen to him!
Stay calm? How can I stay calm? This guy got Aurelie murdered! She was the love... And he has the gall to try and high-road us.
All I can say is I'm sorry. Truly. I wanted to apologize. I'm just a coward who made an awful, terrible mistake that I can never take back. Beat me up if you want. Kill me if you prefer. It's what I end my life. So I can meet the director and apologize to her in person.
Get out of my sight! Go! Get lost! I don't ever—
That's enough! You've screamed and shouted at each other for long. Can you stop conflating the show on stage with your real— You keep saying that you want to use this final performance to pay tribute to your director and celebrate her life. How can you do that if you're just—
I'm sorry.
On stage, the lead role is the focal point of the audience's attention. And you're all used to seeing the but in her own life, her greatest desire wasn't to be the center of attention. I can tell how much she loved. What she wanted was to build a warm home for all of her brothers and sisters, to shield you all from the storms that rage in the world. I understand why you're trying to make her the hero of the story, but isn't she your hero already? After everything she—
Yeah.
So think hard about what that means. And then think again about if you really hate each other and can't reconcile your differences, then you could just call it quits now. Why bother with— But you can't bring yourself to do that, can you? You care too much about Director O'Reilly. What are you laughing at?
Sorry, I didn't mean it that way. It's just that if she'd seen Paulo and Vilmont at each other's throats like that,
Really? But she sounded like
of course she was. Even her harshest lectures came from a place of kindness. And
What you said,
I'm truly sorry. I really meant for this to be
It's all right. Let's save all this for...
So,
Clearly, everyone needs to take a step back for now and reflect on what really matters. When the end of the story needs to focus back on O'Reilly herself. She's the true star of the show.
what do you mean?
The Traveler is right. You once investigated that underwater synth base and recovered items belonging to— If you could find anything that O'Reilly left behind, perhaps—
You really think that's possible?
I trust that nobody would object to the ending of this.
No.
Well, we'll...
Come, let's pay a visit to the Palais Mermonia. The rest of you, head back to— Witness my magnificence! What's the news? Yeah. Hmm. Mm-hmm.
I have to keep an eye on the deployment of guards at all times.
Stay close and you will live.
You want me on your team?
Stabilize!
Let's light it up! Teamwork is dream.
Ha! I'll remember that.
Solidify!
Ha! Off we go!
Gather!
Illusion shattered! Inazuma shines eternal! Ha! Ha! Ka! Ka! Ha! Hyah! There is no escape.
Order guide you!
I'm going in!
Ja! Tsa! Ja! Huh? Ja! Ja!
Stabilize!
Illusion shattered!
This is just my luck.
Solidify!
Tsa! Ha! Ja! Time to go!
Gather!
There is no escape!
Sa! Tsa! Ja!
I knew you'd miss me. Sha! Yeah! Yeah!
You want to review some recovered items connected to victims of the serial disappearances case? But, still, since you were the ones who discovered and submitted the evidence in the first place, you don't...
So, this is all O'Reilly left behind. Just whatever she was carrying on her person.
Hey! It's full of script lines! And sketches too!
Let me take a look. Maybe there's something in here from... Aha! I found something. Looks like she kept a detailed record of her captor's actions. If we'd had the chance to examine this notebook carefully back then, it would have been a conclusive piece of...
Lachey took so many lives. It's still so unthinkable.
I guess O'Reilly must have written all of this down in the hope that her records would wait. It cuts... Her handwriting here gets patchier and more illegible by the line. Her final words are... I'll let you read them.
She was so terrified.
She may have been a mighty hero in the eyes of her troop, but I can't bear to think how painful and lonely... wait... If you become human, you can reveal your secret to no one.
Isn't that the most important line in the...
Because I am an older...
Oh.
So she didn't regret her decision. Even as I'm sure this is what the troop would have hoped to hear. She had their utmost trust, admiration, and love. Let's go.
She deserves a hero's farewell.
Even in the last moments of her life.
She did her best. We know what choice.
I will channel all. I won't ask for.
Then it seems like we've reached a consensus. I have a feeling that the—
Really? How can you be so sure when you've never even seen them before?
Don't underestimate my experience. If you want to move the audience with your music, you must fully commit and immerse yourself in your role. And aren't human emotions love, hate, regret? I don't believe anybody could be more committed to bringing the—
Thank you for.
Then,
Actually, before that, I'd like during the curtain call.
Huh? But...
After all, this role was originally meant to be played by the director. Besides, a role commemorating her life.
well, if you're sure you're
All right, I'll leave you to fine-tune your musical while—
Procure a stage?
Oh, it's okay. Our usual place does...
That place? Oh, don't be silly. For an extraordinary show, we need an extraordinary stage.
Whoa, wait.
No. That's never going to work. It's far too.
What are you afraid of? Surely you don't think that O'Reilly's story is unworthy?
No, though.
It is supposed to be your grand finale, right?
I'll take your silence as a yes. Thank you for giving us this opportunity.
Well, then don't disappoint me. If you mess this up, it'll reflect poor— Come on! We'll need to get the go-ahead from Nerv— Hey, look at that! Looks like I guessed right.
You were just guessing?
I knew you'd be here.
I'm here merely for a short break. It has been a while, Miss Farina. And you too, Traveler in Paimon.
I would like to book the Opera Epiclese for an—
I understand. The process for booking the Opera Epiclese is complex and can be somewhat cumbersome. But given the story of the little Osir, I will say, however—
Huh? What do you mean? Do I look
Yes,
At first, in the past, maybe it's because—
I am truly delighted to see— Now that you've regained some—
Why would you suddenly ask a question like that?
Well, if the little Osir, the experiences and decisions of the protagonist Cleo are all modeled after your own. Naturally, it would truly be a shame.
Haven't I already made myself clear? Nor do I— This experience— I must admit, though, I'm a little envious.
I see. I sincerely—
Thanks, Nervala.
You are very well.
news, everyone. It's done. Thanks to my eloquent and impassioned speech, Monsieur Neuvillette was moved to provide us with... We've had to fight every step of the way for this opportunity. But a touching story, a magnificent venue, and last but not least... Now, let's work...
This is truly wonderful.
The sooner we can finalize the ending, Villemont and I just went over some parts of the script and tweaked a few things.
Wow, you two had to construct...
Communication is vital to any good...
It's amazing! Even though...
Please feel free to give us any comments or suggestions you have.
Hey, Loic, get over here.
Cursed Cleo. She stole the waters of life from us. She's a fraud, and she must pay for her crimes.
This has nothing to do with her. The ignorance and hatred of our people is to blame. How can we hope to win back the water's favor if we don't change our ways?
This guy could be useful. Take him hostage! If Cleo...
Leave this place, oh little Oceanid!
Everyone's really throwing themselves into their roles.
What should we do? It's a...
What?
Hey, what's going on? Oh no, not again. But why? What about...
They've been getting less and less effective over time.
What? I thought they cure it.
I figured whatever it took to get...
How could you do this to yourself? And after that lecture...
I'm sorry.
You...
Miss Farina?
Say no more. If you're sick, you need to rest. Loic, your character has no more scenes.
Oh, yeah. I think my scenes are all done. Although, I do have one more line, but
Please take Delphi back to her place to rest. From the sublime to the ridiculous. After all that...
Thank you, Miss Farina.
Never mind. No one likes regrets. Leave it to me. I've watched you rehearse so many times.
I do not doubt your acting. What, in your opinion?
It's her pure heart, despite all the pain.
Well said. I leave direct...
Is she here yet? Must she get here?
She's not coming!
You're wrong. She's here.
je pouvais vivre dans l'eau, le monde serait-il plus beau? Me pardonneras-tu, ô chère mère? L'eau dans son courant fait danser nos vies, et la cité elle nourrit, ainsi que toi mon doux amour.
But what about your wish?
My wish.
If you become human, you can reveal your secret to no one. You will face suffering and loneliness. Is this truly what you want?
Le grand amour ne suffit pas, seul un adieu fleurira. C'est notre histoire de vie, douce et amère. Moi, je suis, serai toujours là, à voir le monde et savoir. Et ça ne changera jamais, jamais.
Is it just me? Or was that Lady Farina? She hasn't been seen for a... Gotta say, though...
The Little Oceanid, Cleo, played by Aurélie Fumont.
Wait, that... I don't know. Maybe she...
I've spent a lot of it's too bad. Still, it felt good to be.
Finally, we would like to give a special thanks to our artistic consultant and event coordinator, Miss Farina.
Hey, that's not what we agreed on.
Oh! She's back!
Honestly, what is...
All right, calm down. After all,
Yes,
It's no big deal.
Oh, yeah? Well, since you think...
This is a great chat, and Paimon flew over.
Oh. I've got no idea. I'll bet the audience...
wait, what about Dolphy?
Oh,
Yes. If nothing else,
no point worrying about the future. Que sera, sera.
Ah, you're back. She's doing okay. Her condition stabilized after taking some of—
How did the...
You'll be good!
That's one... I'm so sorry.
No, don't. Even though you.
I've had bad...
Blaming your bad—
Oh, don't you...
Aw,
You mean we never...
Plans after the brilliant you could.
No.
Yeah. After all that's happened, I should give you guys some space.
Hey, don't just walk off!
I still want to keep performing, so I might join another troupe. After watching Miss Farina's performance, I think I'm starting to understand our director's infatuation.
You should do it. It suits you.
Oh, what about you, Miss Farina?
Well, frankly, I think a return to obscurity is no longer an option for me. I'm sure, Sloop, you rather sealed my fate there with your special thanks at the end of the show.
Sorry.
It's quite all right. No need to apologize. What I meant to say is that maybe Nervilette was right. I still don't wish to pretend to be someone else, but I do have a desire, yeah. But from now, I want to watch them bluff. I'm sure
Sounds like you're ready to... The more you get out into the world, the...
if a vision, then I should... Shut